Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders, and welcome to the 1871st edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Good evening, traders. This 1871st edition of these videos coming at you on a Wednesday night for trading Thursday, that is December 13th, 2018. Traders, remember, this is an extremely risky business. You can lose much more than you gambled for. You can have a day like today where our S&P stop was hit right at the exact high of the day, and then it dropped $30 from there. This can happen to you. Sorry about that, kids. Just a bad stop. This can also happen to you if you do not know what you're doing, if you place your stops incorrectly. Always trade with stops and never trade without money you can totally afford to lose. If you understand those rules, let's move forward. All right, traders, this video, or I should say, in my previous video, I showed you this exact same chart, and I said, look at this thing. It's very reminiscent of 2008. Now we're at 2018. You've got a head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You've got a bunch of baby head and shoulders inside of each shoulder, right? You've got shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. Same thing here, same thing here. Inside of the head inside. So very, very reminiscent of what I showed you back here in 2008. Let me get back there. And if you'll note, same sort of thing happened here. You had the sharp rally. And then you came down into a head and shoulders with a bunch of head and shoulders in it, and that crazy death cross took place. The death cross took place, and that happened right here. All right, so that was 2008. And again, last video I compared 2008 with 2018, where we are now. The death cross took place right here. You know, very similar. However, we are day traders. And for day trading, Omni has flipped to a very nimble buyer of dips. And I'm just going to follow the Omni as I always do, scary as it may seem. For trading on this day, Omni has turned to a very nimble buyer of dips. Whatever that is, it is. I'm not going to argue about it. So we will just follow the Omni buy. Now, I always go out and see what it must be looking for. So let's negate this chart for now. We know that we're looking at this head and shoulders, and if it pans out, we will have quite the dramatic movement lower. And I've even got projections for us if that were to take place. But we are day traders, so let's go look at something different. Why did the Omni suddenly decide it wanted to go bullish? Well, I don't know, but let's look around. Nasdaq weekly bar now. Each one of these bars represents a full week's worth of trading. You see this average? This is called my Omni average, or the Omni Trading's proprietary average, OTAPMA we like to call it, but it's the Omni average. If you'll note, good hold here of the Omni average, good hold here of the Omni average, right? You can see them both. And then we get away from it for a while, but look right now where we're at. We're at a solid trend line, as you can see right here with the holds. As it starts getting involved with the Omni, it hits the trend line and holds. Here we are now getting involved with the Omni, and it hit the trend line. My Omni turned bullish for Thursday. I say we take the signal. This is one of the things I'm looking at, wondering if that's what Omni's seeing to make it bullish. Come on down to livewithoscar.com. Join me in my free live trading room. Again, I'm there. I run it 24 hours a day. It is a live trading room, free to you, at www.livewithoscar.com. We're not finished yet, kids. Let's go look at another chart. Look at your emini S&P now. Same action going on here. You run into Omni and you hold. We run into Omni again, and boom, we hold. Well, we just pierced Omni today, or this week, and got back above it. And where it is right now, the market itself is about here, which puts it above the Omni average for now. So we've got a couple of things showing us weekly. Maybe we're finding some legs here. Daily, we already know Omni flip bullish, and that's that. So I wanted to show you what the weekly charts look like and the possibility that maybe we'll find some footing here. Now, don't forget, even if that big head and shoulders here was to pan out, even if this right shoulder is to pan out, there's absolutely nothing wrong with building that shoulder and going up a little while we build it. So as day traders, if Omni's going to give us a bullish signal and the weekly is bouncing off an Omni average, I don't mind going to look at that. Then we've got one more chart in the mix here. This is your gold chart. This is the 200 bar moving average, the blue average throughout this entire chart. If you'll follow me on this, you'll see that when it gets above the average, it does a great job staying above. Then it gets below, challenges, and breaks below seriously, and stays below. But then it gets back above, bounces off, big rally, bounces off, big rally, breaks it, fails at it, drops, and look where it is now, back above the average. Generally, it spends time in either direction, above or below. When it gets there, it spends a few weeks there. I see that. I think that's what's happening now. So you had the failure here, but now you get to write something different. You get to say above. And that's what we've been waiting for, so that maybe we can get a little bit bullish this market. So now we are above that Omni, or I should say we are above the 200 bar moving average, and maybe buyers are going to come in and buy some gold. It seems to spend time once it's below, a few weeks below, right? Once it's above, a few weeks above. Same thing here. Once it's above, it spends a few weeks above. It generally doesn't spend 1 week below. It spends weeks below. Every now and then you'll get that, but this mostly spent its time above that average. Below, huge. All right, so we're above. Let's see where it's going to go. Omni's telling us that we should go in and probably buy gold for trading on Thursday. All right, traders, that's what I wanted to show you. Come on down to livewithoscar.com. Join me in my free live trading room. I will show you what I know, what the markets are doing, what the charts are showing us, and we'll go from there. Remember, as you're trading, always keep your emotions out of your decisions. So remember, say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.